unfolds with so many things and people to celebrate, all month long or on special days, mothers, teachers, and children. But in all this, let's not forget to celebrate or simply recognize those who are at a disadvantage because of whatever challenge life may have thrown at them. In today's show, we'll highlight some forms of assistance available to those living with disabilities. As for the challenges COVID-19 is causing, we have some important information to help. I'm Theodore Henry. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. There's much to share, but let's start with the day's news.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, May 5. Government is reporting that tighter COVID-19 containment measures, which have been in place since late February, have been effective in slowing down the spread of the virus. In an update to Parliament Tuesday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness revealed that the COVID-19 reproductive rate had been steadily declining, with the number of new cases decreasing faster than new hospitalizations. Mr. Holness says despite the numbers trending in the right direction, the country will maintain its vigilance to avoid a third wave of the COVID-19 virus.
The existing measures will largely be extended for a 4-week period until the 2nd of June 2021. We have made some changes, some adjustments because of some imperatives which we can't escape.
Weekday curfew hours remain at 8 o'clock nightly to 5 a.m. the following day. The weekend curfew has been modified with Saturday lockdowns beginning at 6 p.m. Sunday curfews remain at 2 p.m. For the upcoming Labor Day, which will be observed on Monday, May 24, an all-day curfew will be in place. Meanwhile, face-to-face school has been approved for students sitting external exams starting Monday, May 10. These include CSEC, CAPE, PEP, City and Guilds, and other vocational skills examinations. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says approval was granted to ease the challenges being faced by teachers and students. He says this will be done on a rotation basis and under strict COVID-19 prevention guidelines set out by the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
We're not proposing that we will have the entire cohort of exam students coming to school all at once. So they will be given a schedule and they will be able to be rotated in. So the school should be able to utilize all its classroom spaces, and the teachers who are there would have to be scheduled in order to deal with them.
Regional education offices will disburse funds for schools to procure sanitization equipment and material. This will include the provision of masks for students who do not have them. Transportation support will also be provided for these students to ensure their safety. Still on COVID-19 containment measures, Jamaica's controlled re-entry program remains in place. This includes a negative COVID-19 test being required within 3 days of travel to the island, as well as a mandatory 14-day quarantine. The existing travel ban on South American countries remains in effect until June 2 and has now been expanded to include India and Trinidad and Tobago. Other local containment measures are also still in effect, including protocols governing public gathering limits, mask wearing and social distancing, as well as the operation of markets, public transportation, funerals, burials, worship services, and weddings. Beaches and rivers not under management remain closed. The stay-at-home order for persons 60 and over continue, as do the work-from-home arrangement and rules governing amusement establishments and parks.
Madam Speaker, effective May 5, 2021, annual general meetings or extraordinary general meetings of companies and general or special meetings of cooperative societies, friendly societies, or industrial or provident societies may be held with a maximum of 15 persons present, including technical support personnel.
Prime Minister Holness says the e-commerce National Delivery System, or ENDS program, will start registering businesses island-wide on May 6. And the state's vaccination program is ongoing, with over 140,000 Jamaicans receiving their first dose of the vaccine. In other news, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says government is doing everything possible to give teachers and students the support they need. In addition to the distribution of more electronic learning devices, Mr. Holness says the internet infrastructure will be upgraded to improve virtual learning island-wide. The Prime Minister, who was delivering his Teachers' Day message on Wednesday, commended the exceptional and inspirational educators who are going above and beyond during the pandemic.
Government continues to empower and support your efforts in teaching in a pandemic by providing thousands of electronic devices to both teachers and students.
And finally, parents are being urged to read more with their children.
I know it is very challenging for parents and for teachers. I want to continue to encourage you. I want to tell you thanks as well for the effort that you are making in ensuring that our children still get education at this time. As much as possible and as many times as you can, read to your children.
The Prime Minister's urging came on Tuesday as the nation observed Read Across Jamaica Day. Education Minister Favour Williams is also encouraging reading among students and all adults in Jamaica. Meanwhile, the staff at the Jamaica Information Service joined in on yesterday's celebration with their own staging of an event to mark the day. More than 11,000 viewers were reached on social media. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Today, the government of Jamaica joins the rest of the world in paying tribute to exceptional and inspirational individuals among us tasked with grooming future generations and shaping destinies, our teachers. Undoubtedly, the pandemic has challenged our traditional educational modalities, but our teachers have risen to the occasion and excelled by going above and beyond to ensure students who are unable to participate in the virtual classroom have access to some form of teaching and learning. Teachers often face challenging and uncertain situations that require new solutions to ensure that no student is left behind. Some examples of teachers who have been beacons of hope and inspiration to our nation are school teacher Tanika McCoy-Phipps and Principal Karen King. Last year, Mrs. McCoy-Phipps took the initiative to write lessons on painted blackboards in our inner city community for parents and children to freely access. Principal Karen King undertook to deliver assignments to students in remote areas. Our teachers have adapted and innovated, and we applaud their selfless sacrifice to nation building. On behalf of the government of Jamaica, I thank all teachers and educators for the role they play in challenging our students to be their best. As a former teacher and Minister of Education, I understand the struggles teachers face daily to motivate our students to learn and grow. The government continues to empower and support your efforts in teaching in a pandemic by providing thousands of electronic devices to both teachers and students. Today, we show our appreciation for your work to secure Jamaica's future. We recognize you, we honor you, we appreciate you, we love you. Happy Teachers' Day.
To properly carry out a hand rub, apply a palmful of the product in your cupped hand, covering all surfaces. Rub your hands palm to palm. Rub your right palm over the back of your left hand with interlaced fingers and vice versa. Rub your hands palm to palm with fingers interlaced. Rub the back of your fingers to opposing palms with fingers interlocked. Rotationally rub backwards and forwards the clasped fingers of your right hand in your left palm and vice versa. Once your hands are dry, they are now safe.
It's one of the most widely known things today that COVID-19 is putting many lives at a disadvantage. It's also not news that you put yourself at a greater disadvantage by not getting the right information to tackle the virus and issues such as vaccination. We don't want that, so here's a bit of help.
The AstraZeneca vaccine at this time is being offered to pregnant and lactating women in the healthcare sector. So if you're a healthcare provider, then that's the recommendation. But we need to explain that just a bit. So in clinical trials, pregnant women as well as children are not usually looked at all. It is until vaccines and other medications have passed through the phases and is now in the general population where thousands of persons get the medication that we then turn our attention to looking at trials in children and pregnant women. So we don't have a lot of data, but what we do know is the characteristics of this vaccine that we're talking about. It's non-replicating, which means that this vaccine will not cross over into the placenta, and therefore the fetus is protected. This vaccine will also not get into breast milk, and therefore the baby is protected from getting any ill effect of the vaccine. So we have the science of the vaccine that it is safe. And we also now know that healthcare workers in the reproductive age range, if they get the disease, they do so much worse. Not only do they themselves do badly, but they tend to have premature babies. So when you look at that risk-benefit, then the risk of getting the vaccine, because it is safe, we know it's not getting into the placenta, not going into breast milk, and we look at the impact of the disease on these very exposed persons, then we adhere to the recommendation of the Strategic Advisory Group that healthcare workers should be offered. But as we get more information, then the vaccine may be offered to the entire population, the entire pregnant and lactating population, but not at this step.
The issue of mentally ill persons has been very high on our agenda, as not just mentally ill, but also the homeless. So we have been making contact with the agencies who know where these people are and who they trust, because there's a trust issue here. So there are some agencies, Salvation Army, that feed them. There's National Council for Drug Abuse that has surveys. So they are, whereas we cannot say exactly how they are going to be done, they have certainly factored into the conversation. And the issue of seniors who are unable for various reasons, and there's two groups. There's those that are physically impaired, and there are also those that are mentally impaired that would be very disruptive staying within a center. And we have given consideration, so persons will stay in a car and somebody will go out to them. But you see, we have to do the observation, we have to do all of the other things that everybody has spoken to. But yes, so these things are being taken into consideration as we seek to vaccinate. You will take the vaccine when you get your appointment, and you will take your medications at the time that you normally do. Most people take it in the morning, certainly after breakfast or something, but you do have people that take it in the evening. So stick to your regular regime for your medications and keep your appointment for your vaccine. You can take it at any time, but there's another concern with older population. A lot of the medications, especially the hypertensive medications, send you to the bathroom. And a lot of older people do not take their medication when they're going out, whether it's to the health center and to get a vaccine. It will be okay if you don't take your medication because that's your normal practice, because you don't want to get caught on the bus or something. But take it as you would when you come home.
I doubt it very much. I don't think that has been tested. Thousands of women have already got the vaccine, and we're seeing no ill effect at all. And we are confident that over time, as we get more experience, because some women who have got the vaccine are now pregnant and they're being followed, we are confident that the vaccine will probably be safe, even among pregnant women as well.
The vaccine will protect you from severe illness, possible hospitalization, and even death. And that is why we go right back to our IPC measures, because your family need to also remain in their bubble that is safe, and you will need to continue wearing your mask. So will everybody in the family do the hand wash thing, sanitize, and physical distance as appropriate. We're not vaccinating children. No, we're not, because they weren't a part of the clinical trials. So as we vaccinate older persons with comorbid conditions, we have to continue to preach the message to our children, to our younger persons. We've got to wear our masks, we've got to do the hand wash, and we've got to physically distance until we have vaccinated enough persons in the population so that we have attained herd immunity.
Motorists, when driving on the road, here are some simple reminders. Look out for and extend courtesy to all road users. Give plenty of room to pedestrians, especially in wet weather. Drive slowly. No bother wet them up. Slow down when approaching a pedestrian crossing or school, and always be prepared to stop. Remember, a school zone is a 30-kilometer zone. Cut your speed. Drivers of large and slow-moving vehicles should always keep in the far left hand of a dual carriageway. Keep it simple. Drive left and pass right. These are just simple reminders of your road duties. Drive safely.
Disability of any form is a global issue, but on local soil, the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities is working to subdue many of the challenges that our Jamaicans with disability face. The Council's response comes in many areas, including providing assistive devices for those who need them.
What is a screen reader?
A screen reader is a piece of assistive technology that captures information from your screen and converts it to speech or as braille on a braille display.
Are there different types of screen readers?
So for the Windows-based computers, there are 3 types of screen readers that are used. There's the most famous one, JAWS, Job Access with Speech. There is NVDA, that means Non-Visual Desktop Access. And there is Narrator, that is built into Windows. So for this demonstration, I'll be using JAWS. And if JAWS is already installed on your system, all you need to do is go to your desktop, press J for JAWS and press enter, and it will announce that it has been loaded. Right. So I'll be also using Microsoft Word to demonstrate how we type and how the screen reader works with us when we're typing. So I am now going to go ahead and type something, and you will hear the screen reader reading what I type, letter for letter.
H-I. Space F, Y, space F, A, F, E, space I, S, space spelling error, A, F, I, O, N.
Right? And if I want to hear what I type, I use the arrow keys on the keyboard, and it will tell me what I type.
Hi, my name is Damien.
Hi, my name is Damien. That was what I typed. So this is how the screen reader works, along with Microsoft Word and any other program that we use on the computer. Also, for our mobile devices, yes, they too also have screen readers. So for the iOS, there's one called VoiceOver. And on the Android-based system, there is Google Talkback, and Samsung also has their own screen reader that is called Voice Assistant. So for this demonstration, I'll be using Google Talkback on a mobile phone. And how the screen reader works is if I put my finger anywhere on the screen and there's an icon there, then the screen reader will announce that icon. Let's try this.
Chrome. Double tap to activate. Double tap and hold to long press. Actions available. Use swipe up then right to view.
Okay, so the icon that I touched was Chrome. And after it mentioned that I touched Chrome, it gave me some actions that I could carry out. So if I double tap, it would have opened Chrome. And it also gave me some other actions that I could carry out if I wanted to.
Where can screen readers be accessed?
Well, for the computer, you can purchase JAWS. It's quite expensive. It's about $1,200 US for the package. You can purchase it from Freedom Scientific. Also, for the mobile devices, once you purchase the device, the screen reader comes built into the device. So all you have to do is go into the accessibility setting and turn it on.
What is a white cane?
A white cane is a device that is used by both blind and visually impaired persons to navigate their way in any open space. How the white cane works is that you extend the hand with the cane out in front of you, and while walking, it will pick up surfaces and obstacles that may be in the way.
Where can white canes be accessed?
If you're blind, you can purchase a white cane at the Jamaica Society for the Blind for $3,000.
What is a prosthesis?
A prosthesis is a device used to replace a lost limb.
Are there different types of prosthesis?
Some of the different types of prosthesis would be upper limb, below knee, and above knee. This is an example of an above knee prosthesis. The components here: socket, a liner that goes in here, which is this part, a flexible knee, stainless steel titanium pylon, foot shell, carbon fiber blade. Those are the components for a prosthesis, above knee. Yes? I'm going to show you what below knee prosthesis is. Here we are. Again, this is your liner, which fits onto your stump. This is the below knee. Fits onto the stump, fits into the socket, which is this. Pylon, carbon fiber shell.
Tips to care for your prosthesis.
Normal cleaning tips to take care of the prosthesis would be cleaning it with a non-abrasive cleaner, such as a hand soap. And that's basically what it is. Normal adjustments and things like that will be done by our prosthetic technician at the clinic. The other part of it is easy. It's a snap in, snap out, and he's going to show you how he takes it off. So go ahead, take it off. Comes off. This is your leg. Puts it back on. Locks into place. It's good to go.
Where can I get more information or help?
More information can be had at the Surgery's Prosthetic Clinic at the Sir John Goling Rehab Center, Mona, Kingston.
A production of the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities, a department of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
We now continue the conversation about those who have a little more difficulty maneuvering life because of their mental or physical disabilities. If you have a loved one, a colleague, or happen to come across even a stranger with disabilities, here's what you could do to make their lives just a little bit better. Number 1, ask before offering help. Don't just assume that people with disabilities always require some form of assistance. Treat them as equals. Understand that they know more about their needs than you do, but if you want to extend any support, ask first. Number 2, make them feel confident. Some people with disability may suffer from lack of self-esteem and confidence, so how about not staring at them or making every conversation about their disability? Number 3, engage in positive conversations. While maintaining social distancing is important to stop any further spread of COVID-19, try to remember to not completely isolate the disabled in your community. Engage with them, talk to them about constructive topics to help them have this sense of belonging and improve their overall mood and mental health. And number 4, offer help with medical support. It's not always easy for some persons with disabilities to stock up on all their medical supplies or go for medical checkups. You can help by identifying these people in your communities or any groups, asking first, and then offering assistance. Maybe you could set up their doctor's appointments or take them to a nearby clinic for medical checkups. Let's all work together to build Jamaica into that place of choice, to live, work, raise our families, and do business.
Is your facility approved for COVID-19 testing? The Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, through the JANAC Accreditation or Pre-Accreditation Approval Program, validates labs and point-of-care testing facilities such as medical centers. Accreditation safeguards the quality of test results and consumer well-being. Use a JANAC-accredited or PAP-approved facility for your tests, and let's defeat COVID-19 together. Contact the Jamaica National Agency for Accreditation, confirming competence, providing confidence in the marketplace.
There's much more to share, and that's why we're coming back to you tomorrow with more information in a new Jamaica magazine. Until then, check out our YouTube channel, and since you'll already be online, how about visiting our website at www.jis.gov.jm and following us on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages if you haven't already done so. From all of us here, I'm Theodore Henry. See you real soon.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.